What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Monday, January 21st, 2019. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside, oh my gosh, we've never hosted Kinda Funny Games Daily together.
No, we have not yet.
A long time ago we did, like when you were, but not when you weren't a full-time part-timer then.
Yeah, maybe.
You weren't a full-time. I guess it's the hair, Fran Mirabella III?
I guess. I think we're still working on it, but that's been the
hair,
common theme.
That's what it's got to be. Good to see you, Fran.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed. It's something that goes on. Today, January 21st, 2019, 8 months until Poe's birthday. So just a heads up, if you're trying to keep track of when my best friend Poe's birthday is back in Illinois.
All right, Poe!
Illinois.
Illinois.
That's
Illinois
right.
represent.
Hometown boys.
What'd you play this weekend, Fran?
I played Hades, and I actually played Red Dead Online.
All right.
Yeah,
All right,
and
guys, save it for games, guys. Come on.
I beat a game, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, I never had beaten Resident Evil 7. I was like at the very end, and it dragged and dragged. And anyway, I finally made it back through that, and I did the one-shot demo. So
Oh, okay. What'd you think of the one-shot demo?
that's cool, man. But it was a lot of like what we played at E3. I don't know. Yeah, you didn't get in
I
that
didn't play
one, I
it
think,
either.
but
Yeah,
it was
we talked about
basically
that on Gamescast. It's available right now.
That's right. Just went up
YouTube.com/kindafunnygames.
this morning, but
Awesome.
got a lot of good stuff in.
Good. Look at you getting around, going around the block, doing all your stuff.
I get around.
He's doing it. I played Resident Evil 2. I can't tell you anything about it.
Yes, of course not. Those embargoes will get you.
That's how they get you.
Coward.
Come tune in on Gamescast. It'll probably be broken. Well, yeah, that's over by then, right? It'll probably be broken by then. Gamescast will be out by then. If you didn't know, this is Kinda Funny Games Daily each and every weekday on a variety of platforms. We run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show. Go to patreon.com/kindafunnygames. You can submit your questions there if you are a bronze member. Of course, then tune in live. See if we're talking to you about it live. Twitch.tv/kindafunnygames. If you're watching live, you have a special job for a little while longer. Go to kindafunny.com/you're wrong and tell us what we screw up as we screw it up so we can set the record straight for everybody watching later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames and listening on podcast services around the globe. Housekeeping for you. Guess what, Arizona? Sunday, we're coming to party with you. That's right, Sunday. Kinda Funny. We'll be at the Portillo's in Tempe, Arizona.
All right.
11 a.m.
Wait, that was
11
fun.
a.m. Mountain Time, it turns out. Yeah. I had to Google that what time zone Arizona's in.
I don't like
That's
that
a
one
weird
bit.
one.
I
That's a
didn't
weird one.
Realize it was in Mountain Time.
Yeah, Tempe, Arizona. We'll be there. I had asked Joey who was going, and then she was like, "Oh, it's these people." I'm like, "Should we confirm that now?" And I think she said we should confirm it on Monday, which would be today. So I will continue to fill for time as I look through Slack.
I can
but
tell you.
then I want to remember that I talked to her on a text message. So I'll open up my text messages. I will get out of this.
Conveniently
I
located
can
there.
just tell you.
But I want to make sure that was her plan.
I can kill
what
time.
I mean?
You want me to
I think
juggle?
we should Monday.
Wait, hold
We
on.
just did that, Barrett.
Sunday, Portillo's in Tempe, Arizona. And is that how you say it? Tempe?
Tempe.
Tempe? Tempe? Tempe?
It is Tempe.
Tempe.
Kindafunny.com/you're wrong, right? But no, I've been to Tempe, and I'm pretty sure that's where I learned to say it.
This Sunday will be me, Tim, Nick, Andy, and Kevin all coming to party with you at Portillo's in Tempe, Arizona. You might say, Greg, that's the Royal Rumble. Are you guys going to the Royal Rumble? We are. Which is where it gets finicky for one Cool Greg. Cool Greg was already going to the Royal Rumble. So he's not on my official list, but Joey writes in Cool Greg, but he was already going. So what that means, of course, is I think that Cool Greg has no official commitment to be at the Portillo's, which means in true Cool Greg fashion, about 45 minutes in, he's going to show up for about 5 minutes and then disappear. So if you see Cool Greg, he's like a rare shiny Pokemon that you need to throw your balls at. Throw your balls at Cool Greg.
Wow.
What the hell was that? Did you guys see that?
And then, for housekeeping, rounding it out, today we're brought to you by Robinhood and Third Love, but I'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 4 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen.
Fran, I know you're excited about that there Anthem.
Oh, yes.
Let's kick off with Laura Kate Dale, friend of the show from Kotaku's report about what's going to be in the demo versus what's going to be in the final game.
Yeah.
This Friday, the 25th of January, Laura, come to the United States and write dates correctly. People who have either pre-ordered Anthem or who subscribe to EA/Origin Access will get a chance to play some of Anthem in the comfort of their own homes before anyone else. The demo will be available on PC, Xbox One, and PS4 and comes a week before a public demo is made available. It'll feature a section of gameplay from somewhere in the middle of the game's plot. As such, Anthem executive producer Mark Dura has put out a couple of tweets trying to put players' expectations for the demo in check. Below are some of the differences between this week's upcoming demo and the full game, which releases later this spring. With only one story arc, I think, this is from a tweet from Mark, by the way. With only one story arc, I think the mission/stronghold/free play balance will be off a little bit. Slightly less nuanced PC controls. We've renamed a few things for clarity in the main game. Players will be dropped into the middle of the game with no character creation, pilot selection, or tutorial. There may be additional bugs present, and the game balance and economy have been tweaked considerably to allow players a chance to experience as much as possible during the demo. Players will also have access to a single story arc. PC controls will be different from the final build, and some in-game items will be renamed, presumably so that it's easier to understand them without existing knowledge of the game world.
Yep.
Fran, I assume you're diving in this Friday.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I'm very excited. This is the VIP demo that comes out this weekend, like you said, so you have to either have pre-ordered or be part of the subscription service. But then there is going to be a demo, I think. It's just like the next week.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to play the same thing that they're talking about. Definitely what stands out to me, though, is like, I mean, sure, of course, there's 6 weeks of bug fixes and there's different changes to final names on stuff. But, I mean, it does sound like you're getting a lot of the experience, but they're not going to let you get those sweet drops in the way that you normally would. That's what I'm seeing. You know, it's like you probably will just get one sort of rarity and you'll get like a little taste of those drops. But at least for me, because I'm a big Destiny player, getting those drops, you know what it's like when you get like the really good stuff.
Oh, sure.
And I think you're gonna have to wait.
See
to
that
get
purple
back.
engram drop over there, that gold engram over there. Like, ooh,
yes. And I wonder if we'll get any of that, a taste of it in the demo. Because I mean, you're not gonna be able to keep it anyway. But I'm not clear on that based on that.
I feel like for a first blush demo, and granted, you know, I'm sure they're getting a lot of information on the back end too, in terms of server load, how they actually want to make it all work. For first blush, I think for a lot of people, what this needs to do is just play well.
Yeah.
All that stuff you're talking about is the minutia that'll keep you there. You need a good gameplay hook, period. And I feel like if you're gonna, and like from again, as I've said multiple times talking about this game, I haven't picked up the sticks yet, so I've only seen a lot of it. To which I look at, I'm like, man, I don't know if that's the world I want to live in. And everyone who's played it is like, you're a moron. Once you play it, you're gonna understand what we're talking about.
I have said I'm actually, you know, it's funny to use the word concerned because like I don't care how much Anthem sells, but
Sure.
I'm excited about it. It's my most anticipated game of the year. So in that sense, I do. I want a thriving community.
Need I
But-
remind you that Patapon 2 Remaster did not come out last year, as we thought it would. So it's got to be this year. Don't get ahead of yourself on what your most anticipated game is.
All right, we're gonna have to redo our Gamescast list because that wasn't on yours either. But what concerns me, and I've seen a lot of Anthem, is it's a lot of this open, lush world. There's a lot of green. That's what we see a lot. And in fact, they even did like a stream this week, last week, and they showed a lot of just like fighting these monsters in an environment I think you've seen a lot of. However, I saw a freaking amazing trailer. They just put it up at the end of last week, and it showed all the stuff that I've been waiting to see, like maximum power, you know, in these different environments, you know, like Star Wars looking locations.
Okay.
But I'm again, maybe concern is not the right word. I feel like the demo might just be this slice that I've seen a lot of, at least, and I think it's been in a lot of trailers. Maybe it does escape me now that I think about it, that I've had the opportunity to see it several times. Many others
You know
have not.
more than most people. Yeah.
So yeah, maybe taking off that hat for a second, you're probably going to see a lot of that lush open world, and it's beautiful. But I've seen so much of it. I don't know how you feel about it. Like I feel like Anthem has looked the same for a long time.
I agree with
know what I
you
mean?
because that's the thing. Even though I haven't played it at E3, we had a kind of funny game showcase look from them, right? And I've seen the trailers and I've paid attention and I've gone at PAX West this year. I went to the early briefing and all that. I've seen a lot about the game.
Yeah.
But I'm with you that I feel like this all looks at a glance very similar, and I do want it to look super varied. I want to have different environments and be lost.
Yeah, and that's normal for a demo. I don't think you're going to see that, so make sure to check out. There's an awesome, I forget which trailer it is, but it's one of their like launch-ish trailers that's just coming out, and they're going to be showing more endgame stuff. But yeah, I'm just excited to play it. The one thing I can say is get your hands on it. At least for me, have you got to play it at all ever yet?
Never.
So I'd be very curious to hear what your impressions are once you get a chance. But feeling, at least for me, when you drop into thrust in the suit and you keep engaging and disengaging, the feel of it's awesome, and it's all the polish that you would expect from BioWare. That's what sold me, and it is this beautiful world. So it's interesting. There's other players that are looking, I think, at all the progression, and it wasn't quite there in the demos. And again, I think if you're looking for that, you may not find it. But the feel of it, I think it's awesome. I think you're really going to love it in that sense.
Can I make my suit look any color I want it to?
Yeah, I don't know about any color, but a ton.
Do I have to find shaders and shit?
I don't know how you find them, but yeah, basically, I think you got to open that stuff up. There is a creative pilot. I don't think we've seen a lot of it yet, but you can definitely do some crazy stuff. I saw that in the stream last week. Somebody had just like the gaudiest, to be quite honest, suit, and it doesn't. Destiny doesn't. Granted, there are some gaudy shaders and stuff, but it looks to me like there's going to be more variety in a game like Anthem. I mean, there was some really crazy looking javelins out there.
All
so
right.
yeah,
Looking forward to that.
Excited.
Number 2, Fran.
Number 2.
Overkill's The Walking Dead may be dead on consoles. This is from Wesley Yin-Poole over at Games Industry. No, that's Eurogamer. I didn't put it down there because I'm stupid. Payday maker Starbreeze has postponed the release of Overkill's The Walking Dead on console as the company battles for survival. A short note on the Starbreeze company website announced the game would not hit its original February 2019 launch on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Quote, Starbreeze has decided to postpone the release date from its original February 2019 date. Further information regarding the future release will be announced at a later date, reads the statement. I read that in this article. I was like, there has to be more. And I clicked on the link. There is not more. That is the statement on its own little webpage.
Yeah.
This perhaps comes as little surprise given the current difficulties surrounding Starbreeze. The game company recently underwent a reconstruction, and it's seeking to sell off various parts of its business it considers to be non-core, such as its failed virtual reality initiatives. The console port of Overkill's The Walking Dead was handled by Cheshire, England-based outsourcing company D3T, and it was set to be published by 505 Games. Starbreeze's reconstruction means it can cease making payments to contractors for the time being, and it had already announced it wouldn't get a $10 million license fee from 505 for the console version of The Walking Dead until after the end of the current financial quarter. Late last year, with the disastrous launch of Overkill's The Walking Dead on PC, saw Starbreeze announce a cost-cutting drive. CEO Bo Anderson was fired by Starbreeze board of directors as the company announced a reconstruction. Then, Swedish authorities raided the company's Stockholm office, making 2 arrests as part of an investigation into insider trading. Anderson was later cleared by the Swedish authorities. Starbreeze is reportedly £34 million in debt, with creditors including Nordic Bank AB and Smilegate, which sounds terrifying, the South Korean video game company that had invested in Starbreeze to make a co-op crossfire game. It's still down to publish games from independent developers such as Psychonauts 2 and System Shock 3. First off, before we go any further, Wesley over at Eurogamer, that is an article I read in full because there was so much information in there, so go give them a click and give them a shout out. Secondly, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Not sounding good.
It's that thing of, I did the Overkill The Walking Dead event, and you watch that game and you're like, this is weird. It's a weird game, but from what I played, I liked, and I was like, this will be a fun party mode at the very least.
Yeah.
Of us trying to figure out how to do this, but we're never going to play on PC.
Yeah.
Never. And then you played it on PC.
Yes,
and you're like, not that great.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. Keep working on PC version, get some kinks out, get to the console in February, it'll be great. And then all this shit started happening. Starbreeze is imploding.
Yeah, I mean, I read this and it is definitely uncertain. It would surprise me to pick up a license like that and pay for it and then never recognize it on console of all things.
Yeah.
Like, because PC can't be your largest target market.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, too, how long ago they picked up this license.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I
this game.
I don't even really remember, but
Dude,
it was many years ago.
I was at IGN. I remember we had the exclusive on this trailer. Like this, and this
like
isn't
5-6 years ago.
Yeah, this isn't even like this isn't like the waning months of me being at IGN. I remember this being a big deal that we got this one, that we were gonna have this, and it was a cool trailer. But then it just was like, what the fuck's this game? Where is it?
Also never a good sign. Got the license, took forever to get it out. Finally got it out. Now there's all this other Walking Dead stuff happening around it. But anyway, I played it on the PC version. It definitely needed tuning and was a little janky, for lack of a better word. And I do think you're right. Like, fix some of that stuff on PC, then move on to console. Maybe part of that could be a silver lining, which is like, now you have to wait. You can't rush it out. But when I read this, it's literally, we're cutting back for the quarter. You're not getting any money from us. You need to cut down your internal budget. So they're cutting down internal. So they're not paying the company that was supposed to be doing this, which leaves it up in the air. That company, I don't know, D3T, right? Do they just move on? Or are they waiting? Like, what do you do when you don't get paid for a whole quarter with a project like that? it's very uncertain in that sense. Does it go to somebody else later? I don't know what it means, and that's probably why it's such a short statement from them. They may not know. It's literally.
I bet they know. That like we're not coming back from this. You know what I mean? Like it's in Monopoly. You start fucking selling off properties.
Yeah.
You're
you
like,
think it sounds that grim? Like,
I do.
Like in 6 months, or it's, Starbreeze is no longer a thing or something. Like,
I'm not. It's
Yeah.
Yes, I do think so.
Wow.
I'm not saying that's the only outcome of this. I just feel like you read the list of hits, and I mean, like, not hit games.
No.
The times they've been punched in the face in the last couple months, and you're like, man, that is a really hard thing to come back from.
Yeah.
And it's what you're talking about, right? I'm trying to dig it back out here, right? Initiative, outsourcing company. But it was basically this idea, right, in this article that Wesley brings up, the fact that since they said they can reconstruct, they don't have to pay people. So, like, how are you going to, you're not, so that all your projects are going to die in the vine, and then who's going to look at you then as a viable person they want to work with again?
Yeah.
You got to do it all internally. You've got to go out and do it. And I don't know, man. And what really gets scary is I didn't realize that they were on the, had invested in Starbreeze to make, like, it's still down to publish games from independent developers, Psychonauts.
Yeah, I didn't really realize that side of it too, for Starbreeze. I didn't realize that they're publishing on top of it. Is this a
Starbreeze Publishing? Yeah.
Is that what that's saying? Yeah, I didn't.
It says it, so I just
It's
want
an
to make sure.
in-depth article. Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of information in it, like you said, but I mean,
Yeah,
either,
no, it's Starbreeze Publishing is the one supposed to publish Psychonauts 2.
Yeah.
Which I cannot see happening. So Greg Miller is now shaking the crystal ball and going, THQ Nordic. THQ Nordic is coming to save Psychonauts.
You think it's
guaranteed?
THQ Nordic? Okay.
Guaranteed. If this happens and
right with
Starbreeze can't publish it, THQ Nordic will swoop in.
Right. Anyway, it's definitely not looking great, but it also, to your point, didn't receive like a bunch of critical acclaim, and so
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is, I feel, and that's when you release a game in the state that it was in, where this isn't clicking and it isn't working and blah blah blah, but you put it out anyway, and it's not. And they did talk, the interviews I was doing with them, it was, we're putting it out now, and it's going to be a game we build similar to Payday, where we're going to put this out, and the game will look different in 6 months, a year.
Right.
I think it might have been not so much, hey, this is what we intended, as much as like, hey, this is the Hail Mary. Like, we need to get this out, and we need revenue, and we need to get going.
Yeah. I mean, when these budget cuts hit like this, though, it just leaves you very few options. I mean, what do you do? They're literally downsizing, and they weren't even working on the console port, like you said. So, I mean, hopefully they are rebalancing and working on the actual core game, and like I said, maybe there is a silver lining. By the time someone comes around, they've made some changes that it didn't get pushed out, maybe call it too early. There are a lot of good games coming out right now.
Sure.
So, like, arguably, I know they needed to recognize the revenue for the quarter originally, which is a lot of why this happens. Is get it out before the end of March or whatever their quarter is. But that's a financial decision. And like, if they still have a chance to release it later and make some changes, maybe there's still hope for this game yet. So.
Don't hold your breath. That's the Greg Miller thing. Take it to the bank.
Grim.
Number 3 on the Roper Report.
Number 3.
Fortnite's on ice. This is from Kevin over at GameSpot. Shortly after the release of Fortnite's 7.20 update earlier this week, players noticed that a mysterious icy sphere had appeared in the game above Polar Peak, leading to speculation that it would somehow tie into the impending Season 8. As it would turn out, the sphere actually housed the Ice King, who has now emerged and blanketed the entire island with an ice storm, kicking off a new event. Run, Kevin! During an in-game
Winter's
sequence that unfolded on Saturday, the mysterious sphere burst open, revealing the Ice King, who conjured up a blizzard that rolled over the island. Along with the storm arrived iced fields, zombie-like monsters reminiscent of those that appeared during the Fort Nightmares event back in October. Ice fiends. Zombie-like monsters that reminiscent of the blah, blah.
Yeah, they're not zombies.
Can watch a replay of the entire event below. This is from, again, GameSpot if you want to go there. The Ice Storm event also brings a new set of challenges to complete. Over the course of the next several days, Epic will be rolling out new objectives. Clearing each reward will net you some XP, and after finishing 6, you will unlock a black and blue ice wrap, ice blue wrap. Players who manage to finish all 13 of the Ice Storm challenges will also get a special reward, the Winter's Thorn Glider. Mm-hmm. Fran, you and I play Fortnite.
Yes, sir.
You play more than me, I think.
Yeah, probably. Although it's funny, I didn't jump in after this update. I was just kind of busy.
Yeah?
And well, it's funny.
There's too much stuff now.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you're getting a little like, another event,
Yeah.
But I will say, did you get to watch the video of this event? Or,
no, I didn't see that.
So it's really cool. What happened was, again, the cool part about these events, it's not just an update, new patch. If you've never seen them, go look it up. It's really amazing to have millions and millions of players online at the same time. And so what happened is in the middle of the game, you hear that sound cue and you looked up in the sky. And so what happened, there was this ice crystal and you could actually see inside of it. And there's like this frozen Ice King in it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you hear the sound cue, and all of a sudden there's this huge like frosty hologram guy that appeared like above you.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
starts like conjuring like this storm, and it rolled in an actual like winter's coming like blizzard storm, and in real time you see this thing's whoosh in. It frosts your screen over, and there's just like this blizzard hit the map. And if you pull up the map, that's the coolest part, I thought. The map animated in real time. You saw it rolling
You saw it
across
expand?
all the green,
Oh,
just
wow.
white across the whole map. And so the whole thing turned into this blizzard state. So what it introduced was not only tons of snow again, but foggy, blizzard type conditions, as well as these, I think they're just called monsters. They're not zombies, I guess. The fiends.
They're fiends,
The ice
yeah.
fiends. Yeah.
Ice fiends.
There's different types of them. But anyway, really cool event from a player fan base side, unless you're just in it for like kind of like jumping in and out and having fun.
That's just cool, right?
It is, but a lot of the player base is like, please, we don't want the monsters. We don't want the planes. There's all this stuff.
I know. Every time I'm on the Fortnite subreddit.
Yes.
Anytime there's any kind of update, they nerf this, they did that.
But it is getting...
That sword they put in, everybody flipped the fuck out about.
Exactly. But I will say, so there's this balance. We've discussed it before, either on Gamescast or here. There's this balance of like, there's tons of 12-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 8-year-olds playing it, and stuff like this. I think can be like just super fun. It's really creative, and that's a huge player base. They're spending money as well.
Yeah.
The other side of it is everybody they watch, the perceivable, competitive side of it. Ninja and Nick Merckx and everybody out there.
Nitro Rifle.
What's that?
Nitro Rifle. He's an up and coming.
Yes, Nitro Rifle as well. But all these players are upset with these changes, and honestly, I feel like we're hitting critical mass.
Yeah?
They're getting to the point where they're like, we keep telling you to stop doing this. You're gonna lose your player base. It's a big enough game. I don't think that's gonna happen like that. It's not gonna be a sudden event, but I'm hearing it more than ever as I follow a lot of these people.
So here, follow me down this line of reason though. Is that, I'm talking in general, is that a product you think of the streamer biting the hand that feeds them, thinking they're bigger than the product? Are they popular because they're really funny, or are they popular because they play a really popular game and that made them super popular? And
It's the latter.
Yeah.
They're absolutely skilled and talented, and that's how they rose.
Oh no, I'm not trying to take away from that.
Yeah. But meaning, of course, without Fortnite, right, there were tons of games before Fortnite, and there had never been something like this. It really has gone worldwide. We've just read figures.
Mr. Worldwide.
Miss Worldwide. We just read figures that like some 30% of some player, it was a huge number. Basically, everyone is playing Fortnite. 30%. But when you think about that, like
my God.
one out of every 3 people that is a gamer or whatever I'm probably screwing this up. This would be perfect for.
Kindoffunny.com/you're
But
wrong.
it was something like it was an incredible amount of people playing this, billions and billions of dollars in hand, and so there's nothing as big as this. So of course it made a lot of these folks. But the point is, and we've seen games where the fan base, the competitive players that understand the landscape, and they're putting on these huge tournaments, they're asking, please remove the planes. I just can't stand it anymore. And that's all good and dandy until this other game rolls around at the right time. And I would say that doesn't exist right now, and I don't know that it's on the horizon, but if those two ever line up, that I'm tired of all this stuff, and oh my God, like Realm Royale, actually it was pretty solid when it first launched.
Yeah.
Maybe those two things happen suddenly and you lose.
I just feel like I understand. Oh, I hate the planes. I hate the sword. Blah blah. I'm a competitive player.
Yeah.
But I feel like Fortnite's a game that is so liquid and changes so fast that like it's not, even when they make a change that is truly like, oh, that was a bad change.
Yeah.
I've seen them pull it out in the same day that they put
do,
it live,
yeah.
right? So when it is, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, and I'm not following the competitive Fortnite scene, obviously, but if it is like you make online content, I make online, any change you make, people don't like change. So there is a reaction of like, oh my God, make it back the way it was.
Yeah,
Whereas if it
changed
was,
Instagram.
if Fortnite was still the same map with no changes ever, I don't think it would be nearly as popular as it. We wouldn't talk about it every week.
I mean, you are right. It is very strategic to be liquid, like you said. They're taking big risks. They do make changes pretty fast. That's the side of it that you're right. The competitive gamers don't have to worry about, and they don't see. But if it was still the same as it was, you look back at all the changes, what do you look forward to? It's literally the same map. All you're trying to do is get better and win, and then there's like nothing else.
I feel like it's again, I'm streaming, and I'm not even Ninja, which is in a different stratosphere, but I'm a very popular streamer, and I stream Fortnite, and I'm mad about this change. It's got to be on the other side at Epic that they see the spikes in them bringing people back in. Like today, I turned it on and jumped into a match, which I haven't done since holiday break.
Yep.
Because it was like, oh man, yeah, I got to see what's happening. I got to see what this is all about. And that's got to be happening for so many people that then call their friend of like, hey, you want to play Fortnite? They jump in, they buy a suit, they buy a skin, and then it keeps going that way.
Exactly. It's the metric of success, though, and how do you judge it? There's the one side, which is, did we get a player base to either returning visitors, right?
Yeah.
Did I get new players entirely? No, I don't know if there's any left that haven't played it. But they look at that, and guess what? Some of those players decided to spend money in the store. That's one way to look at it. We're now funding the game, making tons more money. The other side, though, is, and that's what you hear all the time in games like this, that the competitive side, they're playing tons of it. They are arguably, the marketing that drives it. These are people that you aspire to be, on the competitive side. Like, it's just incredible what they pull off. So when you play the game, you want to be them, then all of a sudden they're upset. They're like, I hate these planes. I hate this gun change. Get rid of this.
But again, like, I just find it hard to sympathize. Because you're playing a game that you know is nebulous and is going to change, and they're going to put things in there, and you're able to say, oh man, like I don't like planes or whatever, but you have to just deal with it. You have to suck it up. And maybe that's just me being, again, somebody who like...
Yeah, it is. I would argue it's because it doesn't affect you as much. You're like, whatever. I mean, that's the game. Get used to it. Sounds like, right, what you're saying, but you do... I think you can sympathize when there's a change that needs to be made in a game. Maybe you want a certain change. That doesn't mean that it's absolute, but can they meet you in the middle? I think that's the important side, is what are they doing to try to meet you in the middle? They have tried, as an example, to nerf planes a bit.
Yeah.
I think stripping them out entirely is a very hard decision. That defines what the current season is. But yeah, the competitive player base, I think, would strip them out in like a heartbeat. And so, yeah, you can't make everybody happy. I don't know if that's what you're getting at, but I will say you do have to listen to some of that. You can't.
I'm not saying don't listen to your audience, don't listen to your feedback, but I just feel like if I was today, you know what? It's been great being talking head Greg Miller. I'm just going to play Fortnite.
Yeah. I
would understand that I'm committing myself to a game that every season, if not every other week, is going to put some other twist on it that I have to be like,
you should expect.
Exactly.
I do get that point. You shouldn't be surprised that it is fluid, and right now it's in a state of change.
And I do think that's the same reason of Fortnite. I'm not going to say struggles, but nobody's cracked hey, here's how we're making this into an esport that is a thing that's going to be super competitive, and we're going to do that. Like, there's tournaments, don't get me wrong, and I know all this different, but it's not. You think the biggest game going in the world right now would be already on to, hey, here's our league, and here's how it works, and here's all, and it's super successful. And when we talk about esports, they'd be right there in the conversation in the same way you talk about Dota and League, right? And I feel the fact that it doesn't do that is because they understand, Epic especially, that, yeah, there's plenty of people who play this competitively, but we are also, and I don't say this as an offensive way, it's how I talk about Nintendo, we also understand we're a toy. And we want to be the latest, greatest toy every week.
You're right. They're definitely, again, they're taking a different approach. They said that out the gate. I think it's why you don't perceive them as like such a big esport, although they have these big tournaments, but it's not, you're right, it's not like a league that's happening all year round. They have their seasonal, their fall skirmish, their winter skirmish.
And they have that internally. And that's the thing where I think they're going to crack it. I do. And I think that other people will too.
You know what's interesting though? It demands a ton of viewership, actually. So it is an esport in those moments. And even right now, it has its event playlist. You can hop in and earn points within the game. What it doesn't have is true ranked gameplay in the game. That's another thing that the competitive audience wants. So yeah, they have a ways to go there. I don't know if that's what it needs or not. I'd be more than happy that it has it. I wish I could play. I've gotten worse than ever not keeping up with the game. I felt just...
Oh, that's the thing. You take a time off, yeah.
Oh, man. I tried to go back to it. I just felt awful. It actually made me feel dead inside. Like,
there's nothing more demoralizing than going back to a game you've put tons of time in, and you felt like you were in a good spot, and then coming back and like, I'm garbage now, and there's and then you know that you slid back down the mountain, and you know how high the mountain goes. You're like, am I ever going to put in enough time to go up this thing and do it?
I mean, I was still at the foot of the mountain, but now I'm like back down a crevasse. I'm not even close.
I'm back in the bunny slope here.
That's right. On the bunny slope.
Exactly.
But anyway, you should expect the changes. But back to this event, it was an amazing in-game event. I think this sets the tone for, we've talked about it, right? I can't wait. Like, imagine Anthem pulling this off out of nowhere, right? The world just changes.
Sure.
Stuff like that's going to happen a lot in the future.
People
We're gonna
have
look
to
back.
learn from Fortnite because this is the thing. Remember when they launched the rocket launch in Fortnite, which is the one that then fractured the sky and like
It was unreal.
I enjoy Fortnite. Like I said, just during break I played it every day, and now I've gotten lost with a million other games and commitments.
So many.
But I miss when this is happening, but I definitely don't miss when everyone is covering it. Like you know what I mean? When the ice sphere went off, I saw it.
Oh, yeah.
When the rockets went off, it was everybody tweeting different versions of the same thing from their own personal perspective, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Especially in a game like Fortnite that's so competitive, to see people in solos running around and then stopping and everybody else stopping too. Like, I'm not going to kill you. Let's see what the hell's happening.
And it goes back to your point, like, this had nothing to do with competitive. Everybody stopped and looked at the sky, and it really is an amazing moment. So, yeah, I mean, congrats to them for pulling this one off. I didn't hear this one had any bugs. The last one had like a few. But, again, they are setting the standard. Pulling this stuff off is not easy. That's why, where else do we see stuff like this?
Yeah.
You know, you got to look at it that side. So not only is it the biggest game in the world, it's doing stuff server side that you just do not see this happen. So
I mean, the only place
pretty
I've
impressive.
ever seen it otherwise was Fallout 76, where the Thanksgiving event went well into December for some reason, and everybody was like, why are you updating this?
I did not see that. I heard Fallout 76 got some updates. I don't know if you played
Oh, it's got a
it,
ton of updates, yeah.
I've heard it's better. And somebody
yeah.
was like, you need to go back and try because it was real janky, but haven't had time.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You got Anthem coming up. More importantly, you got the Division coming up.
Yeah, baby.
You better not be one of these things when the Division drops and I'm like, let's go. And you're like,
No,
I'm
I'm
going to raid an Anthem.
No, I want to talk to you about it. I'm like, Greg, are we doing this? Can I find you online and when? No, we don't have to talk about it here.
No,
but-
here's what we should do. You ready? All right.
Blood.
We should be the Bash Bros. And what we should do is I'll play the Anthem with you and then you come and play the Division with me. And we have it. There we go.
What's the bash?
It's us bashing bad guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
but you just came. That name
We
doesn't.
do
it's
this
not
like cool.
relevant.
This is our cool handshake.
Bash Bros, but
You know what I
bash
mean?
just out of nowhere.
Well, no, it's not from. It's from Mighty Ducks. I think I stole it
Oh,
from there.
that's what I was. I was like, who are the Bash
I
Bros?
just totally stole
I
it.
knew it had to
Greg
be
Miller
like-
hasn't had an original idea in decades.
I like
I'm
it.
sorry, Kevin Queller from kindoffunny.com.
Miller, does this mean that we're not playing?
No, it means that we're
both
Bash
four-player
Bros,
games,
and
Kevin.
you're our little bro. Get over here, little bro.
Good save.
Now you can't play any of these on PC.
I will play them on both.
Oh, you're such a
But no, seriously, I would love to play Division with you. And Anthem too.
Oh,
if you
yeah,
want.
no, we know all about it. Yeah, the big Bear. Where are you coming out? You playing Division with us?
I'll fucking do it. Let's go.
All right, cool then. All right, good. We have to
We've
call
got
Gary
everybody
Witta
on board.
because Widow's going to play on Xbox, and Witta is what I call a weak-willed individual. He'll topple any way we push him. You know what I mean?
PS4.
PS4.
Oh, yeah.
PS4.
Definitely on PS4.
PS4. Number 4 on the Roper Report is an Xbox story. Forza's hit a milestone. They tweeted, what a start to 2019, 1 month after the launch of the Fortune Island expansion. We're celebrating the more than 7 million people who have played Playground's Forza Horizon 4 since launch. Thank you, Forza fans.
7 million people in total. Is that so? You have to buy the game to play that, I think, right? So that
Well, by the expansion? Or the
well,
game?
this mode. So in other words, I look at the number 7 million, right? And that's a lot.
Yeah.
but
We
you
figure it's
had to
part of
buy-
Game Pass, too.
Ooh, see, that's what I was looking for. I was like, 7 million is a pretty solid number.
Yeah.
It's not the 100 million that people play Fortnite or whatever, but it's a big number.
That's a great number, yeah,
Forza's
totally.
an awesome game, by the way. But
I think it was another one that spoke to the success of Game Pass, where Andy jumped in and played it, and he wouldn't have played that if he didn't have that already,
Yeah.
just on his system
that,
ready to go.
that's exactly what I was looking for. There was like a $1 Game Pass deal, and I'm not saying that's why. Forza's an amazing game, but 7 million is a big number. But that's part of probably how they got there.
Oh, 100%.
Jump in
Yeah.
for a month. They may not actually own it forever, right?
Sure.
Because Game Pass you have to have active, right?
Right,
to
exactly.
use
It's like
it.
PS Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh,
you-
that's right. PS Plus you have to have active, but sometimes games come up that you can only download in a window, right? But then you have them.
Correct. Then they're in your library and
In
stuff,
your
yeah.
library forever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you have to have PS Plus to use them. Is that right?
Correct. So, like, if I took one of the free games off of PlayStation Plus in April and then I let it lapse in May, then in May I wouldn't be able to touch the games I've downloaded for free with PlayStation
Yeah.
Plus. Games I bought with a discount are still mine. I own
Right.
those, but things I got for free.
But you have to get it then. And Game
Correct.
Pass, I
You have
think,
a week-
differs at least
Game
for
Pass
now.
has a library that's like cycling,
It's-
but yeah, it's there.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
It is a pretty awesome deal. You know what else is awesome, Fran?
What's that?
The future. I can't wait to see how many Forza players there are in the next decade. I don't know why I picked a
yes.
decade, but a decade's still so far away. Fran, if I wanted something more pertinent, say more current, like what came to the mom and grop shops today, where would I go?
The official list of upcoming software across each and every platform as listed by the Kind of Funny Games Daily Show hosts each and every weekday.
Yeah. Out today. A Fisherman's Tale on PlayStation VR, Steam VR, Oculus, and Windows Mixed Reality. Strange Telephone on PC. Exive? Yeah, Exive.
I'm gonna go with that.
Exive A1000 on PC. And then GameSpot has this information about Diablo 3. Diablo 3 has kicked off its latest season, allowing you to earn new cosmetic items for fulfilling seasonal objectives. The theme for this round is the Season of Grandeur, and it also includes some quality of life changes and a buff for seasonal players. The season is estimated to last through March 17th. You can head over to GameSpot, read all about the actual changes. Then new dates for you. Life is Strange Episode 2, or Life is Strange 2, Episode 2 Rules comes out January 24th, which isn't news. That day got announced a long time ago, but I felt like I hadn't remembered it, and I felt like it doesn't get talked about enough. So I'm tossing that
When did
up there.
they announce the second episode?
Oh, a while back. It was back in December sometime, but I think we were getting ready to go on break and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And then Riot, Civil Unrest is set to launch on PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and November Switch, February 2019. Now, I'm going to clear my throat.
I wanted to do it at the same time because
Nice, good job. Here's my next question, too. I dropped my pen. Barrett, you're on the mic now. You're on the ones and twos.
What's up?
What did you do to your wrong?
What do you mean, what did I do
Someone
to
has
you
changed your wrong while I was gone. And
No,
now
that was you.
I mean, I said I was going to do it, but I never did it myself. Did you do it?
No, I didn't. I don't know.
Someone
how to
took my
work.
words literally and did it, and now I don't know where your wrongs are going. So we got a thing going on. Something's going on.
We had a problem. We had a problem on Friday. We thought you closed it because the doc or whatever wasn't working on Friday either.
Yeah, I put out the thing about questions. Hey, get your questions. And then somebody, hey, so your wrong was down on Friday. And then I went to it and it was working. And I was like, oh, fine. But then I noticed I'm getting no your wrongs. So then I went in an incognito browser to your wrong. And now it's just feeding into something. Somebody's remade a thing and now it's just going wherever.
Huh.
So we got to figure that out.
I don't know that back end. I'm sorry.
Well, you got 24 minutes to figure it out, I think. So,
Shit.
I mean, did we get hacked? That's the big question.
Oh.
And they made a document to steal our your wrongs.
Kindoffunny.com, you're hacked. Hopefully not.
It's time for Reader Mail, but first I'm going to talk about our sponsors. First up is Robinhood. Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission-free. They strive to make financial services work for everyone, not just the wealthy. This is a non-intimidating way for stock market newcomers to invest for the first time with true confidence. It's simple and intuitive. They have a clear design with data presented in an easy-to-digest way. Kevin Coelho from kindoffunny.com uses Robinhood, and he loves it because of the clean app, how easy it is, and that there are no commission fees. Other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade, but Robinhood doesn't charge commissions. Be like Kevin. Learn how to invest as you build your portfolio. Robinhood is giving listeners a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help build your portfolio. Sign up at games.robinhood.com. That's games.robinhood.com. Our second sponsor, it's Third Love. Let's talk about bras. Using millions of real women's measurements, Third Love designs its bras with breast size and shape in mind for an impeccable fit and an incredible feel. Third Love is the industry leader with 70 sizes, including its signature half-cup sizes. Skip the trip. Find your fit in 60 seconds with Third Love's online fit finder. Order and try on at home. No more awkward fitting room experiences. But don't take my word for it. Take my wife's. She ordered from Third Love and the size wasn't quite right. Of course, returning the bra was free and easy, and a fit stylist helped Jen find an even better bra as a replacement. Does Jen like her new bra? You betcha. She told me today, quote, "It doesn't feel cheap like most bras. It's mostly meant to be worn strapless, and it still came with 2 sets of straps." That's right, ladies and gentlemen. 2 sets of straps. Be like Jen. Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone, so right now they're offering my listeners 15% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/games now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove, all spelled out, .com/games for 15% off today.
Sounds so good, I might get one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a perfect Valentine's Day gift. I was like, what holiday's coming up? That's what you got to do.
Perfect.
You know what I mean?
That's a good call.
Yeah. President's Day? Do you think I'm going to give a bra for President's Day?
Yeah.
You're a monster.
Got a lot to learn, Barrett.
You're a monster, Barrett. All right. Will from Burnley, UK writes in, "Oi, governor," to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames and says, "Good morning, Greg and Tim." Tim got sick. Fran stepped up to the plate. Thank you, Fran.
Yeah.
Hope you guys had a great weekend. I finished Assassin's Creed Odyssey's story last week, and at 80 hours playtime, I still haven't been able to find every island. Do you think Odyssey's game world was too big? Is it commendable at how packed the world is? It is commendable at how packed the world is, but if after 80 hours I still haven't been everywhere, surely the map could have been made a little smaller without compromising the overall game itself. Thanks for everything you do, Will from Burnley.
Greg, you're the
that
expert.
game's
I know you
perfect.
played a ton of this.
Yeah,
I've
me
only
and Kevin
observed.
and I both played a ton of this game. Yeah, I
I
love
got
it.
to play it because I spent all my
so
time doing Red Dead. We
good.
talked about it, so we
You made the
your
wrong choice
expertise
there. You
on
know what I
this
mean?
one.
Boring.
You got Jared Petty came over and spit honey in your ear, and here we are now. You know what I mean? You're lost in this conversation.
Yeah.
This didn't have to be you.
So
you
I
know?
can't help on
Playing a
this one.
game
But
where riding a horse is fun.
Yeah, exactly.
wow, you want me to play Breath of the Wild then?
Yeah, that's a great game too.
It's a great game.
Gotcha
It's a great
on
game.
that
I can
one.
argue on it too
I
much,
mean,
yeah.
you didn't get me.
Well, I got
All right, everybody. So, Will, here's what I'll say: is I think Assassin's Creed is great, and I love the way they built it, and I also love. I think Odyssey falls into a same bucket as The Witcher 3, where if you want to lose yourself to it and just play it for 2 months, like Kevin and I did, that's an awesome way to do it. However, specifically for Odyssey, that game is built knowing that there won't be an Assassin's Creed this year. Knowing that they're still putting in DLC and quests and everything else for it. They're treating it very much like a game as a service, as in terms of something you can play for a long time.
Yeah.
And I feel there are plenty of games that I like that are short. Persona 5 is so long, right, that I got intimidated and stopped because I was like, I got to play other things. But here's the deal. For me, going back to Persona gets into this weird thing of like, oh, what was this enemy week 2? Oh, I stopped in the middle of a boss fight. Odyssey doesn't suffer from that in the way that Odyssey, granted, you have skill sets that you map to your thing and do what you want, but the combat is pretty basic in terms of dodging, parrying, attacking. You know what I mean? To where when I jump back in with these DLC and they're like, oh, a new Cyclops and he's got fucking fire eyes, I'm like, oh man.
You don't feel like
I got
you're
this.
lost.
I can still figure this out. I'm still overpowered and ready to go on that. And I feel that's the way you need to if you think Odyssey is too big, which is understandable. Maybe you do want to get through something quicker and faster and all that. I would just recommend breaking it up where I think there are, and that's honestly what I probably should, if I want to get back to Persona, I'm still waiting for a Switch version, hopefully, is what I want too in terms of, hey, you know what it is? I'm going to do it up to a dungeon or through a dungeon and treat that like an episode or a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And have that be a stopping point. Whereas Odyssey does that as well with acts and storylines.
Yeah, I think games like this, there's certain type of players that do want to binge through it.
Sure.
And, I was trying to do that with Red Dead. So I think is it that parallel? If you try to power through it, it can kind of feel exhausting, right? But
Yeah.
maybe if you just treat it as, like you said, chapters, it's just an amazing, huge world. It might last you all year. And that's the other side of it, right?
Yeah. And
So
I feel,
you don't think the map should be smaller?
no, I think for
Absolutely
what
not.
they're trying to design and what they're trying to do and what you want to get out of it. Again, like I love that world and I'm so excited to go back. I have not played episode 2 of the Hidden Blade stuff. I'm hoping to get to it this week sometime, maybe before Gamescast.
Sure, that'll happen.
Like yeah, I know, right? Yeah, there's nothing else to play this week. I'm excited to get back to it, but I'm also excited to play it in 3 months from now. And again, they're being so awesome about the things they're updating every month, the things they're putting in there, the changes they're making. You know what I mean? They just, on this last update around, put in the new way to get your own engravings and stuff like that. Like little things, not even pain points, but things you play and you're like, oh, I wouldn't have done it this way. They're like, okay, cool, do it this way. We're changing it as we go. And I do love to see that kind of support, and it does make me excited for what they're going to do. And it does make me excited, honestly, for Ubisoft E3.
Yeah.
When it does fade to black and it is like Cassandra's talking and we get, here's another
next
giant
big
thing of
drop.
DLC we're going to get. Here's your next giant quest.
Yeah.
And I think it's also,
it
it got talked about on Games Daily last week. There was a question and a follow-up today that I didn't put in the thing because I want to play through it myself. But I think it's also, the way Assassin's Creed is doing everything right, even when they do something wrong. Did you see this last week? That in Chapter 2 of this DLC, there's a choice, no spoilers, that seemed to go against what they had said earlier about how you can create your own character and do all this stuff and make your own choices. They force you into choice in it. And they do it for their own narrative purposes, but people saw it, played it, and were like, wait, you said you wouldn't do this kind of thing. This violates who I thought this character was, yada, da, 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 da. And so, like, the day after it came out and those comments were lodged, there was a person from Ubi being like, you know what? You're right. We did say that. We put this in here for the narrative, but clearly we didn't do it in the right way. We're going to put in episode 3 now, and we're not going to go out and patch it out because that's impossible the way it is. So in episode 3, we're going to give you a chance to change or get out of it if you don't want to be part of it.
So they address it. They're like, okay, we'll fix
exactly,
it next time.
right? Like,
That's
okay,
really cool.
you know what, right? We do listen to our audience. We have paid attention, and this you raise a great point, and we didn't want it to be this way. So yeah, I'm all for that, and I think they're doing a great job with it, Will. But I do think if you think it's too big, and there is an argument for that if you're thinking of, I just want to play a game and be done with a game, sure. But in the same way, I think The Witcher got to go on and on and on for so many people. That's what they wanted Odyssey to be too.
Yeah.
In a world that's awesome and clever.
That's awesome.
So it's fine for me. It's fine for Kevin. It'll be fine for you, Will. The Dead Man 97, aka Alex Williams, writes in to kindoffunny.com/KFGD and says, "Hey guys, long time watcher, first time writing in. I wanted to ask what your sales expectations are for RE2 Remake. Do you believe this will do well, and can you see them remaking any further installments in the RE franchises? This will be the first RE game I play, and I cannot wait."
Further installments in the RE franchise. Meaning, when you think about it, there have been so many
remakes.
So, yeah, meaning part of it you have to laugh at. Yeah, that's like a lifeblood of Capcom. Like Resident Evil probably will never ever be gone. It will always be something. Resident Evil 7, we have to remember, was kind of a new path, first person, totally different vibe. Although it seems like I forget if it actually still related to Umbrella and stuff. I think maybe it did. But anyway, the RE2 remake I think is to go back to that storyline, which was something like 17 years or something before this. I just played RE7, like I said, so I kind of have that fresh in my mind. But yeah, like, I mean, RE2, I expect it to do very well. I think
RE2 is going to, I think, fucking crush.
Yeah.
Because it is the idea of, and this is based off the one-shot demo and my own excitement from it, from the announcement of E3, right? Like, the things that turned me off to RE2 on the PlayStation 1 get me excited here in terms of, like, cool, tank controls are dead, easier systems on this. This makes more sense. It looks beautiful. It's an awesome zombie game. You know, I think it's going to, and like, you know, even for Alex here, this is my first RE game. I think it's gonna be a lot of people's first RE games, and I think I think you're not gonna be able to get away from the excitement when this drops, because you're gonna have people like Britt, who are from What's Good, who have like been RE fans forever, and Huber, who've been RE fans for forever, Tim, and then you're gonna have new people like me that are like, hey, everything I've played from one shot, I'm like, yeah, I can't wait for the final thing.
Yeah, I think for starters, you just have to look at it. It's a horror game, and horror games that are highly polished have a lot of potential, I think, sales-wise. And it comes at a good time when, honestly, I don't think there's a ton around it that is like it, and it is the gold standard. I mean, this is a series and certainly an installment that just, like, it's RE2. Like, this is, it's defining. And so you're going to go back, and there's archaic stuff, but the realism sort of that they now have, it's crazy scary and atmospheric. So meaning, even though you're like trying to find this weird emerald key to put in the emerald door, which goes way back to like how they design their puzzles, then that's like a little weird, but actually I think there's some fun in that. It's got an old school puzzle design, but it's wrapped around this like super horrific, you know, environment. It's glorious. The animation's
glorious.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to sell people above all. It is just such a scary atmosphere that, again, they've been refining for decades. Like, it's not like their first try. They know it's going to be scary and how to scare you. So the fact that it's just going to deliver on that, I think everybody's going to love it, and I think it's going to sell very well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. It's coming out in the same way RE7 did at this January time when everybody's hungry for a new game, like especially for a AAA game, something with polish, something that's amazing. It's going to be very, very interesting.
Yep.
Let's keep on this zombie track. You ready? Steve Jula wrote in to kindoffunny.com/KFGD and says, "Hey all, I was wondering if you saw any of the Days Gone gameplay footage from PAX South and if your excitement for the game changed. I did, and I went from having no interest in it to wanting to play the game day one. Having to deal with hundreds, maybe even thousands of enemies with this level of AI is something I have not seen before and will be what really sets this game apart. What's your barometer for excitement on the Days Gone?"
I need to look at more of what they've finally showed on the last Gamescast. I think we were talking about it, and it's just been like a lot of trailers, and it went back to the first E3 demo. There's just like, we weren't sure exactly what's to come, but now they've really talked about how open it is. That's what excites me. There's something about the world that keeps reminding me of like the Wildlands, Ghost Recon, you know.
Sure.
But this very big open world with all this forestation, but like you're trying to run between these huge encampments, and it's supposed to be very sneaky because you don't want to alert these hundreds or thousands of enemies or whatever. So I'm pretty excited at the potential strategy and the different ways that I think there are going to be to play. It's not just running in and mowing down enemies with your gun and moving on to the next camp, from what I can tell.
Sure. I mean, for me, you know, I haven't seen the PAX South footage, but that's because I'm on blackout.
Yeah.
Days Gone, I'm in. I'm all in. Because I love zombies. I love Sony Bend.
Yeah,
I love Sam Witwer.
Great.
I love a good open world game. And when we saw it at E3 and it was the story trailer in the beginning, and then they put it with the tweaker gameplay at the end or whatever. And then the next E3 was, here's how we're going after this camp with other humans. Then the behind closed doors was, here's how we do it at night when it's, you know, quieter and how it's going to, that'll affect the game. it was all the same thing of like,
Oh, you saw behind closed doors at E3.
yeah, and it was this argument of like, all right, this looks interesting, but I still don't see how it all pieces together. For me, it was going in this year at E3, playing it at Judges Week, and getting on the controller and being like, here's the world, cool. Here's a basic bike for you, cool. And it was, for me, what I got excited about was, I started at camp, right, with all the other survivors that were around. And you walked around all these survivors, and there wasn't repeating, there's a ton of them, and there wasn't repeating NPC faces. And it was, like, you talk to somebody, and they had like a great, and it reminds me, not then, but now, of Odyssey to an extent, where when you talk to Odyssey, like, you're talking to interesting people that have their own, like, lives, it feels like, that have gone on. But this looked even better than that. And so then it was climbing on the bike and going out into the world, and my mission's over there, but fuck it, I want to just drive. And I kept finding in this open world interesting things. And that's what, for me, that makes an open world game for me.
Yeah.
If I can just go off in a direction and see something that's rad and have fun. And look, traversal's gonna be cool. I use the zombie horde against some guys that I ran into that tried to kill me, all this stuff. Like, yeah, like, I'm in, done.
Does it have any can I be in the same online world as someone else, or is it all single player?
It's all single player,
It's all
to my
single
knowledge.
player.
And then, to my knowledge, they haven't announced anything that's like
I don't
something
think
that
I've
happened.
seen
But
that.
no,
It is
it's a
just
single player
your
game.
world, and yeah. So, but I think to Steve's point, the AI and how these enemies behave.
Hell,
I watched a little bit of it, but they were saying they can kind of react like hive minds, and you
Yeah.
got to be very careful when you're messing with these communities of freakers and stuff. So we haven't seen something quite like that. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of games where, again, you like mow down enemies. This is different. Like, you're trying to, like, I guess, sneak through camp and accomplish and get certain things, get your upgrades, craft things, I assume.
Yeah.
You don't want 1,000 zombies chasing you all the time, and I think you're going to run out of there and panic. It'll be interesting to see where that goes.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I can't wait. Everybody, I guess, though, check out that PAX South footage. See if it sells you on Days Gone. Fran, it's time to squad up. This is where somebody writes in to kindoffunny.com/K. No, damn it, I fucked it up. I knew it wasn't right as I started to say it. They write into patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. Bronze members get to be part of the show. Alex Williams wants friends to play on the Switch with. His Switch code is SW4605 3757 9004. It's in the YouTube description, don't worry. Alex writes, so I recently bought Smash Brothers, and let's just say it blunt, I'm awful. This is my first Smash, and I can't explain how bad I am at this game. I need help from the best friends to train me and give me some knowledge on what I'm doing wrong and how to get better. Any help would be appreciated, so hit me up and we can start the training. That's Alex Williams on Switch, 4605357. It's on YouTube. Just go to the YouTube video. Look at it there. All right.
Alex, tell you what I'm going to do.
Oh, whoa.
I'm going to help you out. I'm not too bad at Smash. I'd be more than happy to hit you up. I will add this and find you, but
Do it
I'm
now,
not
get
like
your Switch.
okay, Kevin, I can't do it right now. I've got 8 minutes left.
Coward!
But no, like, I love Smash actually,
Yeah.
and
I
honestly,
you haven't hung out to play here. I haven't played
we haven't
you yet.
had the chance, but
Yeah.
actually, I go way back. I reviewed Smash Brothers Melee at IGN. I mean, that was the first and greatest Smash at the time, and certainly today, people still love Melee.
That was the first and greatest Smash.
It was like
No, it wasn't
Smash.
the first. 64.
The first and greatest. You weren't.
First and greatest. What does that even mean?
The first game was cool. Or cool is not the right word. It was good.
Just
and
admit
it
you were
had
trying to
great-
cover up.
No, I
The
was.
first and greatest. What does that mean?
Sorry, you're
Fran.
right. And is not the right word. It was the first greatest, I guess.
I can help you.
Freaking
All right,
Mr.
that's fine.
Semantics.
Hey, man, I'm just saying, you're wrong is working. It turned out I'm just stupid. All right, everybody.
I don't think that Smash Brothers Melee was the first game. Anyway, I
don't know. You
but
don't know.
Melee just perfected the formula, and it's been taken out from there. But anyway, I've been playing for a long time. I actually, when I first jumped in that game, I did feel a little trashy, but I wasn't using the right character. They rebalance stuff, and
Sure.
anyway, you just got to know how to play that game, and I'd be more than happy to play with Alex. That's all I'm saying.
Well, there you go. Hit him up on Switch. Best friends coming together. Fran, we asked people watching live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames to go to kindoffunny.com/you're wrong, where I'm still accepting things for now. One day I'll figure it out. Probably for next month. We'll see. Who knows? I don't know. And tell us what we got wrong as we got it wrong so we can set the record straight for everybody watching later. A bunch of people wrote in and says, technically, Arizona isn't Mountain Time. They have Arizona
own time,
They
yeah.
don't do daylight savings.
Oh,
So they have Arizona time.
yeah, but
They-
it's still Mountain Time, right?
No.
It's
When
not?
I went there, it said MST.
I mean, it is when it matches Mountain Time.
Cool.
It shifts.
Fair.
Sure.
That's fair.
It shifts because Arizona's badass. They're doing things their own
I-
way. Bunch of badasses.
Fair,
over
and
there.
we'll see them all Sunday.
But it should-
Portillo's, Tempe, Arizona.
Are we announcing the live stream that we're doing this week?
Are we?
Yeah, it's
We
on
just got
the.
Slack that way.
Oh, I was like, I'm not aware. Are we
That
announcing?
was me politely being like, "Hey, check your."
I'll check my Slack and we'll do it after this. Let me get through your wrong and then I'll give you an
Get
update
it,
on when
dude.
we're doing the live
Fucking
stream.
Get it.
I will get it, bruh. That's what I like to do. The nanobiologist says the DLC for Forza Horizon 4 can be bought separately and does not require the game. If you have a Game Pass, you can also play 4 and buy all the DLC, which would apply to the game without the actual purchase of the game. And then, yeah, that's it. People still talking about their stuff. Yeah, so I'm gonna open Slack and tell you you've been watching Kind of Funny Games Daily, and then there's something happening on my Slack here. We use Slack. Here we go. Opening this. Okay, cool. So if you didn't know, throughout the month of January, we're fundraising for the future of Kind of Funny. We have stretch goals and crazy things, and it's funding a world tour. That's why we're going to Arizona on Sunday. Why we're going to New York. Why we're going to Kansas City, Vancouver. Did I get them all that we've announced? Have we hit all those?
I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
It's
New
fun.
York, Vancouver,
New York, Vancouver, Arizona. San Francisco. That was easy.
Kansas City.
Kansas City. Yeah, I got them all. Okay. We're stretching our way to England, to Australia. If you want to be a part of it, patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. You can go there, support every dollar. That's an increase in pledge or a new pledge goes towards this and the new shows. Well, on our first 12-hour live stream, we hit the goal to do another 12-hour live stream. So, Wednesday, January 30th, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., we will be streaming for your enjoyment once again to close out the month, raise some funds, hopefully one day get a studio, get more Barretts. You know how it is.
More bets.
More Barretts would be great.
Yeah.
I mean, one Barrett's awesome, but multiple
Put a chip in
Barretts?
me.
Hey Miller, we haven't updated the amount that we're at, have we?
I've been gone a lot,
Okay.
so I just
He's been
like
working.
It's shocking. I don't want to say anything.
Well,
'cause
don't say anything if it's not updated.
I don't know if the numbers that I have are super accurate.
Okay.
Then
but
you probably
shocking.
Yeah, you don't want to say them if you're not sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm saying, like,
But it's
Ladies
been
and gentlemen,
awesome.
this has been Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a number of platforms, we bring you the nerdy news you need to know about. If you like that, watch live, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. Watch later, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. Listen whenever the hell you want to on podcast services around the globe. If you enjoy what we do, please consider going to patreon.com/kindoffunny. Kick us a couple bucks. It keeps the mics on, the lights going. We hire new people all the time. We pay Fran, too.
Yeah.
You gotta pay Fran. Fran, if people wanted to watch you stream video games, where do they go?
Yes, in addition to the support you already offer, it would be awesome, and I could use your support at twitch.tv/FM3_. I always have an active giveaway going, so I should throw that in there too. All you got to do is drop a follow, set a notification too if you want. But I'm always giving away like within a month like a free game, so it's worth it just for that, even if you don't want to watch.
And I believe the big news is you're going to stream Friday, right? After we go off the air from recording our shows.
Yes, as
that-
long
is
as
that
I'm not
enough?
traveling that day. I'm
Oh, sure,
finalizing.
that's still
But
there?
I would love. So in general, we've been talking about it. I want to make like a little Fran Fridays. I actually just did the FM3 Fridays. I just did this last Friday.
Yeah.
There was I think it was Friday, right? Mortal Kombat 11 reveal, Anthem
yeah.
streams. I spent like the whole day. It was a ton of fun. In fact, I think some you guys did maybe host me
Yeah,
that
we
day
did,
too. So thank you very much. Some of the Kind of Funny fam had come by.
Sure.
So it was awesome. But yeah, I want to do that on Fridays. And you can find me there, FM3_.
Awesome.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, your schedule for hosts goes Tuesday, it's me and Andrea. Wednesday, it's me and Andrea. Thursday, it's me and Game Informers, Andy McNamara. And then Friday, it's me and Joseph Nope. Knoop.
Yeah,
I know.
like Leslie Nope.
Okay, cool. I know
I'm
Joseph.
assuming.
I just don't. I've never actually said his last name, and so then I get to the diving board and I'm afraid to jump. Much like when I was in grade school and we had a bridge. We had a bridge over our pool, not really high, but a little bridge over it. And I went to jump, and then I panicked the last second. I dropped and held onto the side of the bridge, and the swim teacher had to come get me. It was very demoralizing, but not as bad as when they canceled swim class because I couldn't get my trunks off. We'll talk about that in another one. Talk about that another time. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's been our pleasure to serve you.